Good morning, welcome to Thought for the Day. Well, we've got a little bit of rain at the moment, which is not a bad thing because the plants obviously need a bit of rain and the reservoirs need topping up, and our pond is now being replenished with water, so the fish and the wildlife in there are very happy. I was thinking about today about these various things that have gone on, and I thought it'd be a good idea just to take stock and have a look where things are going. And the changes that have taken place. 14 years ago, I was having a series of tests, and Elaine and I were called in by the consultant and told the news that I wouldn't walk beyond the age of 50. And here we are a couple of years later, and I'm still walking. When we were given that news, however, it had a major impact on our lives, and we had to do a lot of reevaluating of so many different things. It's a bit like COVID. The COVID problem has caused us to reevaluate a lot of what we do. Some people have used COVID as a bit of a crutch, really, to hang their many problems or excuses on. Why they can't do this, why they can't do that, why things are the way they are. To others, it's become an opportunity to reassess and reevaluate, and to get rid of some of the clutter of life, some of the stuff that has gathered that we didn't need. Some of us have lost loved ones and haven't been able to say goodbye in the way we'd wish to. So lots of change, and change, it becomes an uncomfortable thing. And whilst I was thinking of this, it reminded me of something which I'm going to share with you. And it's about what's called the sixth soldier. Now, when you have a 21 gun salute, there's a specific process that takes place for it to happen. And what will happen now is that 5 4x4 vehicles will arrive, and each pulling an artillery piece that will discharge its rounds as part of the 21 gun salute. And obviously one gun has an extra shell to fire. And out of these vehicles leap 6 soldiers, and 5 of them get on with the work behind, uncoupling the guns and getting them into position and getting everything ready. And the 6th soldier stands there. And one by one, these 5 soldiers get everything together, they fire the guns and count until the 21 shots have been fired. And all the time, all the while, the 6th soldier stands there. So what is the role of this 6th soldier? Well, the 6th soldier is there to hold the horses. Hang on a minute, let's back up. What's he there for? Or she there for? It's there to hold the horses. Now, back in the day, before motorised vehicles, horses used to pull the guns, and they'd pull them into position, and it was the 6th soldier's job to hold on to the horses, just in case they got spooked when the guns were being fired. Now in 2020, this routine hasn't changed. The routine and approach that once served so well is now completely redundant. Given that life has evolved, and yet that routine is clung to steadfastly because it always served a purpose. You know, safety is found in the familiar. I wonder how many of us there now are in danger of being that 6th soldier in certain aspects of our life. There may be situations, circumstances, conversations that we need to face. but the way we've tended to approach them in the past is now no longer serving us. We can get caught up in approaching things the same way that we've always approached them, primarily because that approach has tended to work in the past. But deep down, many of us recognise that in certain situations, our usual approach has reached its shelf life. We need to think of a little differently, a different way of how we face the situations this time, in order to elect a better outcome. A once decent approach can grow stale, and what I encourage you to do is to consider what needs to be shaken up a little bit in your own personal church life, professional life. This takes a little bit of courage. If it does, I think that validates your instinct even more that that's where you should be focusing. So I encourage you today to just have a think. Just reevaluate a couple of things. Have a fantastic day. Have a blessed day. But most of all, have a safe day. See you soon. Bless you.